Hello everyone, and welcome to my 1300th video in lesson 27 on how to drive a stick shift. Right now, I'm parked on an angle like that, so the vehicle is in first gear, but it's also got the parking brake up. If I was parked on a flat surface, then the vehicle would still be in first gear with the parking brake up. However, if I was parked on an angle like that, then the vehicle would be in reverse with the parking brake up. I do not use the transmission as a kickstand. I know some people do. I am not one of them. And I do not recommend it, and I won't recommend it. When you learn how to drive a stick shift, though, for yourself, if you watch my videos, watch my content, then you can do it however you want. That's how I do it. I don't use the transmission as a kickstand. Now, if I didn't push the clutch pedal in to start this vehicle, because it's a manual, because it's a stick shift manual, whatever you want to call it, because there's manual vehicles that are paddle shifting, there's manual vehicles that have the automatic on one side, manual on the other, and there's also standard stick shift, which is what this is. Before you take off in any manual vehicle, before you even start it, I recommend starting in a parking lot and getting used to pushing the clutch pedal in first, second, third, fourth, fifth, reverse. Get used to doing this. Get used to working with the shifter. Now, what I was getting ready to say is, though, in any manual vehicle, if you do not push the clutch pedal in, then it won't start. If you push the clutch pedal in, though, but if you leave it in gear, it feels like whenever I start mine, it's in gear. Most of the time, at least. Sometimes I put it in neutral before starting it, like I just did, or sometimes it's still in gear. If I don't take it out of gear before letting off the clutch pedal, that happens. The parking brake is down, and even if I'm on a flat surface or what have you, if I were on a flat surface, then let me get on a flat surface so I can show you this. I'm on a flat surface. If I'm on a flat surface and the vehicle is in gear, you can't just quickly release the clutch pedal, because if you do, that happens again, even with the parking brake not on. You turn the vehicle on, put the vehicle in neutral, release the clutch pedal. I recommend when you're just learning. Some people say you should slowly release the clutch pedal to take off. Some people say you should give it a little bit of gas and release the clutch pedal to take off. I have done both. My personal preference is to give it a little bit of gas, put it in first gear to take off, push the clutch pedal and put it in first gear, give it a little bit of gas while slowly releasing the clutch pedal, and off you go. That was very smooth. Didn't shake at all, didn't, kill it, didn't do anything. Anytime you want to use this, you use the clutch pedal. Why? Because if you don't, that happens. Or if you use the clutch pedal to put it in gear, and I have seen videos where people do this. People say, well, if you time it just right and you do it just right, you ain't got to use the clutch pedal. You can just put it, first, second, third, fourth, so on. Okay, yes, I have seen those videos, and I agree. Those people were able to do that. However, when you're just learning, and even now, I've been driving a stick shift for over 7 years now. Almost 8. Well, 7.5 years, roughly. I've been driving a stick shift, and every vehicle I've had 3 vehicles that were stick shift or manual vehicles. I use the clutch pedal. Why? Because it's there for a reason. If you don't do it right, if you do like those people and don't use the clutch pedal and you don't do it right, you're going to seriously mess up your vehicle. So, first gear. I was going to turn right, but then I realized I needed to go left to go where I'm going. It's in first gear. Traffic is clear enough. Give it a little bit of gas while letting off the clutch pedal. Off we go. Already, I'm able to push the clutch pedal and shift into second gear. Third, anytime I shift, I push the clutch pedal in. Even if I'm going from any gear to neutral, I push the clutch pedal in to go into neutral, or reverse for that matter. Anytime I want to move this, clutch pedal goes in. I have said this in most of my previous videos, if not all of them. This vehicle is a 2.3 liter 4-cylinder 5-speed, and on average, basically 0 to 10 miles an hour is first gear, 10 to 20 is second gear, 20 to 30 is third gear, 30 to 40 is fourth gear, and anything above 40 miles an hour is fifth gear. But you also want to watch your RPMs. My personal opinion, I was told when I first started learning how to drive a stick shift that you should shift between 2,000 and 2,500, and I was also told to shift between 2,500 and 3,000. I do it both. I do between 2,000 and 3,000. However, in certain places like the interstate especially, this only goes up to fifth gear. Fifth gear at 55 miles an hour, my RPMs are about 2,500. I can't shift any higher than fifth gear though. So even at 70 mile an hour, I'm above 3,000 RPMs, but I can't go any higher than fifth gear. This is a 5-speed. I have a friend of mine that has a 6-speed vehicle, and he uses 6th gear for the interstate. I can't do that. And then there's a lot of different manual vehicles out there. Some are 3-speed, some are 4-speed, some are 5, some are 6. Just depends. I've never driven a 3-speed, but I always wanted to. But it's an old style vehicle. I was told that an old 3-speed, whether it was 3 on the column or 3 on the floor, whatever, you could do up to like 30 miles an hour in first gear. Don't know, never driven one. That's just what I was told. I'm going to try and cover as much as I possibly can because, like I said, this is not only my 27th lesson, I believe, but also it's my 1300th video. I've been wanting to make it's been a week since I made a how to drive a stick shift video. I've been wanting to make one all week, but never got around to it. Had a bunch of other stuff I was doing for YouTube content, and never got around to it. This is my sunglasses clip for my glasses that I'm currently wearing, and I forgot to put them on before starting this video. There's only 2 places in town where I can get up to 5th gear. One of them is technically I can stay in 4th gear, but sometimes I shift into 5th. It just depends. I don't like this. Within city limits, there are 2 places where I can get up to 5th gear. One of them is right here, obviously, because I'm doing over 40 miles an hour now. Because the speed limit is 45 miles an hour, and I'm in 5th gear. There's another spot where the speed limit goes from 40 to 55. Obviously, I'm in 5th gear for the 5th gear for that, but in terms of that, I don't go out that direction very often. Once, maybe twice a week. It just depends. Here in a moment, I'm going to show you how to downshift. When you downshift, if I'm downshifting from 5th to 4th, I don't like to be going any faster than 55 mile an hour. If I'm downshifting from 4th to 3rd, no faster than 45. If I'm downshifting from 3rd to 2nd, no faster than 35. And I don't downshift into first gear. I have done it for YouTube videos, but I don't do it regularly because you have to first gear is 0 to 10, at most 15. It's just not worth downshifting into first gear. And on that note, the reason I was talking about that is because someone I knew several years ago, he drove a stick shift as well. He said he doesn't use first gear. He takes off from second gear. Yes, you can do that. I've done that for both, just driving around trying it out, and I've also done that for videos. I don't do that on a regular basis. Like I said earlier, you have a clutch pedal for a reason. Well, however many speeds are in your vehicle, your manual vehicle, you have that many speeds for a reason. Use them. So I have taken off from second gear a few times, but I don't do it regularly. And like I said, I have downshifted to first gear for YouTube, but don't do that regularly. I have skipped gears for YouTube videos as well, where I've gone from, I've done it the two ways I skip gears, if I skip gears at all, because I do it occasionally, not often, but occasionally. When I skip gears, I go 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, or 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th. I have gone from 1st to 3rd to 5th for a YouTube video, and I've also gone from 2nd to 4th to 5th for a video or two. But most of the time, I use however many gears are in my vehicle, which is 5. I test drove what I was saying earlier about the whole size of the engine, though. Earlier this year or late last year, I test drove a V8 Hemi. That was a 5-speed, and the RPMs and the speeds were different. But you gotta get used to your vehicle, drive it around. I recommend, when I first started out driving the stick shift, I was in a parking lot for like 10 minutes. But the things I talk about, like that you can do in a manual vehicle, stick shift vehicle, a lot of the things I talk about, how you can do this, you can do that, I say can because I don't recommend those things all the time. You have however many, this is a 5-speed. I've driven, a buddy of mine has a 6-speed. However many gears you have in your manual vehicle, you have that many for a reason. Use them. You have a clutch pedal for a reason. Use it. But what I was going to say in terms of the size of the engine, I test drove a V8 vehicle that was a stick shift, and I believe it had 5 speeds. It may have had 6. I can't remember because it's been so long since I test drove it. But that was a bit different because the engine was bigger, so the RPM, the gears, it was just different. You could go faster in 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th gear than you could in my vehicle, which is a 2.3. This was a V8. I had like I said earlier, anything above 40 miles an hour is 5th gear in this, but I had a 1.9 liter 4-cylinder 5-speed car that was obviously also a stick shift. Now, I was already in 5th gear by the time I reached 40 miles an hour because it was a smaller engine. I had a 2.3, another vehicle that was a standard stick shift, and that was the vehicle I learned how to drive a stick shift in. I had it for like 15 to 18 months, give or take. It was a 2.3 liter 4-cylinder 5-speed, so it drove identically to how this one does. Whenever you're taking turns in like sharp turns or wide turns, whatever, whenever you're taking turns, this is something I have tried to cover, and I've tried to show what I'm talking about in the videos that I've made about how to drive a stick. Any turn you make, typically, you may not think about this because, like I said, second gear is about 10 to 20 miles an hour in this vehicle, But at least in this vehicle, second gear is a very commonly used turn gear. Like whenever I'm making a turn, I can be in second gear. If you watch my videos, watch my content, whenever I'm taking off, I shift it into first gear first, take off, and if I'm making a turn at an intersection, or if I'm making a turn in general, I will shift into second gear in the turn. And I'll be in second gear for the duration of the turn, because it may seem like too fast, but at least 10 to 20 miles an hour may seem a bit fast for a turn. It's really not. It's actually a very comfortable speed. I'm going to be relatively quiet for a short period because I'm driving to a place where I can do certain things. This video, like I said, it's a kind of a special milestone type of video, so I'm trying to do everything I've done in previous videos all in this one, and that means I'm going to have to get to a place where I can downshift comfortably. I'll get to that here in a little bit. I'm also going to have to get to a place where I can skip gears and show you what I mean by, why I don't go from first to third to fifth, why I don't take off from second gear. There's several different ways of slowing down and or stopping in a stick shift vehicle, or manual vehicle for that matter. First and most common is to push the clutch pedal in, put the vehicle in neutral, and then when your stop is coming up, or your point where you have to slow down is coming up, hit the brake until you either slow down to your desired speed or stop. The other way is to push the clutch pedal in, and then slowly push the brake pedal in until you actually are at your desired speed, or you are stopped. And another way that's very similar to that is to simultaneously push the clutch pedal and brake pedal in until you either reach your desired speed or stop. And the most advanced, in my opinion, I emphasize in my opinion because that's exactly what it is, most advanced is to downshift. I typically do that a lot more in the winter time when the roads are slick, or when it's really rainy outside and the roads are slick. Right now I'm in fifth gear doing 45 miles an hour. Downshift into fourth, vehicle slowing down by itself. Downshift into third because I'm at 35. Vehicle slowing down by itself. Downshifting into second because I'm at 30 now. And this is why I don't downshift into first. It's just so not worth it. It's just, you're already going slow enough as it is. Second. Sped up to 30 miles an hour, shifted directly into fourth. Shifting into neutral now because I'm getting ready to turn around. Darn it, I missed. I had a couple different places I was going to turn around at. Here we go. Okay. First, second, third. I got up to 40 miles an hour in third gear and then shifted directly into fifth. Now I'm going to downshift again. but only to 4th gear. Now I'm gonna push the clutch pedal in to the bite point and using the brake. Now I'm gonna take off from 2nd gear to show you just how difficult. It's not not necessarily difficult, just how unnecessary it is. 3rd. Vehicle's in neutral. Using the brake to slow down. Got to my desired speed. Now shifting into 3rd because I'm doing 25 miles an hour. 4th. That's why it's not just good to know when you're how high your RPMs need to be when you to shift, but it's also good to know what speeds or what gears have what speeds, because that way when you're slowing down, if the vehicle's in neutral and you're doing 35 miles an hour, at least in this vehicle, I know that's 4th gear. Sorry, I'm a little bit quiet right now, but that's because I'm just a bit more traffic on the road than I anticipated at this time of day, even though I am on a busy road, but it's also kind of a rural area of the road, so I'm a bit surprised at the amount of traffic. I'm doing 55 mile an hour, shifting into 5th gear. What I mean by knowing your speed and knowing your gears and everything else, knowing your vehicle, knowing your manual vehicle. Right now I'm in neutral, because I can do that. I'm going to slow down all the way to 20 miles an hour, shift directly into 2nd. 4th, from 2nd to 4th, that's skipping gears. 5th. When I enter this turn, I'll be able to shift into 2nd gear, and then I will see. That's by 20 miles an hour. Shifting into 3rd. 30, shifting into 4th. When I shifted out of 5th gear, I hit the brakes, slowed down a bit more, and then I shifted directly into 3rd because I was doing about 35. Now I'm doing 25 and I'm still in 3rd gear. I may not have covered as much as what I intended to or what I hoped to, but I did cover a bit. And honestly, I think it's time I need to head back. So thank you very much if you watched to this point. If you haven't already, please subscribe for more. I'm going to continue uploading as much as I can. Hopefully I can continue doing a broad range of content. I'm just sticking with it, trying to get my channel to grow. So thank you all very, very much for your time. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned a little bit. Stay safe, and I'll talk to everyone very soon.